Tim Albright with AVNation with an AVNation special previewing the AVNetwork Nation event December 10th from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get to hang out with my buddy Megan Dutta from Systems Contractor News and get you 4.75 CTS RUs. With me today to talk about Planar and their involvement is Romeo Estores from Planar. Welcome, sir.
Hi there. Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you. So Planar's joining Megan's session about getting back to reality, what the AV industry will look like post-COVID. So as we kind of move ourselves beyond this pandemic, as we're recording this, and quite frankly, as the event is going on December 10th, depends on where you are in the world and quite frankly in the U.S. The vaccine is slowly making its way. There are some signs of positive signs coming out of this 2020 year and going into 21. But one of the things that Planar's done, Romeo, this year, and that is to push the envelope for outdoor. And one of the things that has been fascinating to watch, both the lockdown. I'm here in Southern Illinois, just outside of St. Louis. So Illinois has a different lockdown system than Missouri does. But both of them, as they've both come out of lockdown and then in going back in, depending on which wave they're in. One common thread is the outdoor spaces are going to be the ones that are opening up the most, or at least first, for public gatherings. Planar has really kind of evolved and developed some interesting products for outdoor, right? The one trick about outdoor fine pitch LED is the fact that it's outdoor. So that means it's exposed to the elements 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So let's talk about the first one here, and let's go down the Planar FX series and talk about the development of that product and where you guys see that one fitting.
So that's the Planar FX series is again one of our first offering in the fine pitch outdoor LED space, and we also have an indoor line on that, I should say, but let's focus on the outdoor. The evolution of that cabinet was really done through learnings of the outdoor space. Outdoor LED, as you know, of course, isn't new, but one of the most common applications for that has been rental and staging and events. 500 by 500 millimeter cabinets, 1x1 form factor, quick latches, very easy to put up and tear down. But those things really applied themselves well to a fixed outdoor installation. So the FX series is based off of all of those learnings and really culminates into this cabinet that is fast to put up and easy to install, full front service. So we've taken all of these learnings, but really, again, driving towards that leading edge of fine pitch for the outdoor, going down to 1.9 and 1.5 millimeters.
Well, and that right there is critical. And just to remind everybody, when we talk about pitch, that is the space between each individual LED. And so when we say a pitch is 1.5 or 1.9, that's 1.5 millimeters in between each individual LED. So talk for a second, Romeo, about why that's important to get into that sub 2 millimeter space for outdoor pitch, because we've heard of sub 1 millimeter pitch for indoor, right? But not for outdoor, and you guys are getting into that sub 2 millimeter space. Why is that important, and why is that such an advancement?
So that's really talking about comfortable viewing distances. That's probably one of the primary things is, and when I like to use a rule of thumb, I think it's pretty common, is that you take the pixel pitch and you multiply it by 10, and that's the approximate viewing distance before you'll start to see pixelation, or the individual pixels, I should say. So you have a 3 millimeter product, you multiply that by 10, you've got 30 feet of viewing distance. Comfortable viewing distance might actually get down to 23 to 25 feet. So it's not bad. But if you really want to get more intimate surroundings, although that sounds crazy when we're social distancing, but as you look forward and you want to get more higher resolution products, that 1.5 or 1.9 really lets you get a lot closer. And if you think about it in retail or those types of applications, outdoor malls, it really helps you engage closer to customers walking by. So the 1.5 millimeter product would be 15 feet, multiply that by 10. Actual comfortable viewing distance would probably be 9 to 10 feet. So you really are engaging your audience much closer at much closer distances.
Well, you're also expanding the applications. I'm reminded of walking through New York. Again, I'm from the St. Louis area, and so we have a fair number of bus shelters, not to the level that New York does. And so you're walking through New York, right? And whether it's Fifth Avenue or you're walking through Times Square, there's already advertising in spaces where folks are in close proximity to it. You start putting in a 1.5 millimeter pitch product, you can put that on a bus shelter. You can put that outdoor,
Sure.
where, in other words, in close proximity to the general public, without a whole lot of pixelation, because of that fine pitch. So that opens up not only for you guys Planar, but also for the dealers that carry your product. That gives them a whole new range of installation products or installation possibilities.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's kind of break this. You have another line here that we're going to talk about. That's called the HRO, and the thing that makes HRO kind of important is two things. First of all, it gives you native resolutions, whether that's HD or 4K, and we'll talk about the 4K in a second. But you also have ready-made packages, meaning that the entire assembly comes together, not assembly, but the pieces come together to create a 16:9, to create a 4K fine pitch outdoor LED space and sign. Talk for a second about that product and what makes it special.
Yeah, so you hit upon that. It's based off of the HRO cabinet, which, unlike the FX, which is the 1x1, this comes in at that 16:9 resolution. And but by taking it into that 16:9 resolution, and something that we've learned from our fine pitch indoor products, such as Planar TVF, people are really looking for these pre-configured or predefined packages that make it easy to deploy these full video walls. So the HRO Complete package starts at 130 inches, which is a full HD wall. That comes with everything you need. That's the display, the controller, of course, the cables, and the wall mount. So really, when you purchase an HRO Complete, you're getting everything you need to deploy this outdoor video wall.
Well, and also talk about from the dealer standpoint, the ability to come in and walk into a space and talk with a client and say, look, here is a ready-made solution that is somewhat easy to deploy, but also easy to design and maintain, which is critical in times like this, because then you don't have to have an entire team. That obviously you would have to have a smaller amount of team to put in something like this.
Yes. So it takes a lot of the guesswork out of configuring the wall. I think that's probably one of the great pros and cons of LED is it's endlessly configurable, right? They're basic building blocks, and you can build the wall as big as wide. And our custom design team has done some fascinating things, beyond just regular rectangles, if you will. But some people just really I just want this 1920 by 1080 wall. Make it simple for me, and that's really the whole goal of these complete packages.
All right, absolutely. All right, Romeo, we get to see some more of Planar December 10th from 9 until 5 p.m. At the AVNetwork Nation event. If they want to connect with you or Planar outside of that, how do they do that?
I think the best way to start is check out our website, www.planar.com. And then we've got links to not just the outdoor LED products, but our entire product line. As folks that are familiar with the Planar name, it's not just LEDs, of course, which I'm biased towards, but LCDs and desktop monitors and all sorts of other display products that are available from Planar.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, you can go to see Planar, and as they talk about the future of outdoor LED and how we all kind of work our way out of COVID and what the new normal will look like, December 10th. At the AV Network Nation event. You can go to avnetworknation.com and avnetworknation.com.